they tracked people's numbers were just on a day-to-day basis on like a sheet. It didn't come from like like the registers, and they didn't track items that got returned against the person who sold.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Ori and the Blind Forest. My name's Iggy. I'm joined here with, I don't know, Caden? What do I call you?
I don't know. Something.
Butt sex? Sounds good, right?
You can go with that. Yeah.
Well,
keep the kids at home interested.
The good thing about this is you don't really need the sound because there's subtitles, and there's kind of like a weird alien language that's going on in the background of this. Like a booming voice.
I believe I said keep the kids interested.
Oh.
And then you said subtitles.
Yeah, that was.
There's sex and boobies and hidden
yeah, I was
sex
going strong for a minute
sex.
there, but I just lost him.
That's all right. If they hadn't, if they had clicked here on accident and hadn't clicked away, I got them back with the boobies and the sex.
Okay, well just remember to keep saying boobies like every 45 seconds of this video.
Okay.
So
frequent enough?
I'm not sure. Anyway, so the thing with this game that made it really popular is
Shy Guys?
Yes. No, have you seen any Miyazaki films? You're aware of that guy, right?
Vaguely.
Okay, like Princess
Mononoke.
Yeah. Oh, you've seen everything he's done. Okay.
Yeah.
So this, like, if you look at this dude's face, it kind of reminds me of the ghost dude in Spirited Away. What's his name? I forget. But anyway, he has a very similar kind of look.
And not walk.
And not walk at all. That's no. But it's got that kind of like Studio Ghibli like art style, which is just fucking beautiful. I'm just gonna say it because it really is.
Yeah, this reminds me a lot of Dust and Elysian Tale.
Yes, we should do that too. Yeah, that game's hard as hell though. This is a little bit more forgiving so far from what I've seen.
Maybe I'll have to play Dust.
Yeah, exactly. You should have to play that.
Otherwise, we'll run into a whatever that game was situation where you're like sweeping things and not sweeping them effectively enough. What the heck game was that?
Oh, Anodyne.
Anodyne, yeah.
Yeah, we don't want another Anodyne in our hands. So this is a long prologue, by the way, but it's good. You need this backstory. It actually is pretty good.
Oh, yeah. It looks even more like Dust now.
Yeah.
Like I think that sort of boundy platformer.
Yeah, it's definitely
gives you that feel.
Yeah.
But I feel like it also reminds me of something else. The art style's a little more akin to that. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Obligatory boobies.
Well, that's what it reminds you of. No.
Everything always reminds me of boobies. Boobies. I mean, that's what we're doing.
Okay, all right.
Lowest common denominator. Well, they didn't even build that thing. Like, it just appeared out of nowhere. And then they're, like, jumping all over the screen.
It's called the time lapse.
Oh, okay. Is that like a Magic the Gathering card, or?
I have no idea.
Very confused. I mean, like, you'd think that they have animation, but clearly they're going with stills at that point. I don't understand.
It's artistic, Kevin. Also, the animators had a lot of work to do that day, so.
There you go. That's an easy way to cut some out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it also, the art, something about the glowiness and the bounciness kind of reminds me of Dust. But then the art itself, I can definitely see Mononoke, but I can also see, or any of the Miyazaki stuff, but I can also see, there was a Wii game a long time ago, Okami.
Yes, dude, with the wolf and like the painting stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Like, yeah, I really wanted to play that, but I didn't have
sex with a wolf.
Yeah, boobies. But
sorry, I had to get sex in there, right?
That's good.
And bestiality, we were switching it up to keep interest, right?
Dude, it's only been 4 minutes of this game. We're already talking about bestiality. That did not take very long at all.
You've only got 10 minutes and you want to insert the taboo early.
Oh my god. I think you just said hope never came. That's kind of sad.
Yet hope never came.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, Okami, I wanted to play that, but I never got to. But yeah, it's got a similar, like, it's you know, the art is the strength of this game. So what I heard from is developed by Moon Studios or something, but it was done remotely by a team of people all over the world. It's like, I think a studio in Canada perhaps started it, but they had like programmers for different parts of the game from France and like India and Russia, and they kind of, it was like a collaborative effort internationally. So it's one of the things that they highlighted when I remember reading about this. I could be wrong.
It's kind of a weird selling point. It's
just like an interesting sort of development thing. It wasn't like a typical indie, like, small studio. This was all done remotely by sharing the work, you know, and developing pieces of it at a time. Which is probably how it's
developed
normally
by Microsoft, right?
No, they just funded it. But they didn't, like, they let these people, like, you know, make this game however they want. They just gave them money. And now they make money on it, of course, but
you know, that the same thing happens often with politicians in law, you know, like companies give them money, but they make the law however they want. Like there's no quid pro quo there, right?
I mean, kind of, but maybe less now.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's just an interesting selling point to me because it's like, it's when a something that's sort of generally a bad idea becomes like a feature. It's like make a bug a feature, right? It's like, well, we had all these people that were in different places, which makes communication difficult and causes all sorts of problems, but like it's interesting, so we're gonna highlight it and make it interesting. It's like, this is not a good idea, but it worked out, so we're gonna make a big deal about it.
Yeah, well, cool. It was in the article I read on Game Informer. Anyway, this part is gut-wrenchingly pretty awesome. It was last year's E3 that this game and Valiant Hearts by Ubisoft were the takeaway, like, games to watch. At least indie games to watch, like non-AAA titles.
So, I'm assuming that these little fruits are LSD, right?
No. No.
He's having these weird flashbacks?
He's remembering their good times together in the time-lapse stills that you were complaining about. This part is very sad.
Clearly.
Also, it looks like there's a dream catcher hanging above Ori's nest bed. But, I think we're almost done with the prologue. We'll finish this before we get into the first part. So, throughout this, I've been playing a little bit, but it's, you know, walking back and forth. Yeah, told you it's sad.
I mean, they really sell it too, you know. It's not like Twitch from League of Legends or something. It's this adorable little like rip-off of Stitch from Lilo and Stitch, except you know, vulnerable.
Exactly. Yeah. It does look a lot like Stitch. I didn't even think of that. I never saw that movie.
That's a shame.
I know.
Ohana means family. Yeah, it's real good.
Well, I knew that already. Isn't that? I think that's in Korean. Is it also Hawaiian?
Yes.
Okay. There's a StarCraft map called Ohana.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing the overlap between East Asia and Hawaii.
I wouldn't know. I've been to Hawaii once when I was like 6.
Yeah, I mean, apparently, you know, Korea and Hawaii shares the name for family, and Japan and Hawaii share, you know, Pearl Harbor.
Oh my god. Oh my god. During this whole part, yeah. During this whole part where the little, which one is the furry thing? Lilo or Stitch? Stitch? I assume.
Of course, Stitch,
anyway,
right?
I would assume.
One of them sounds like a little girl's name, and one of them sounds like a thing that you can sell to children for like $30 for a stuffed animal, right?
You sure no one's gonna name their kid Stitch? 'Cause
No, I mean, I'm sure it's gonna happen. I'm just, you know.
I want to name my kid Mulan, maybe.
Not to offend our torrent of, you know, listeners and watchers, but, you know, I mean, there are infinite names that are a terrible choice, and most of them have more than 3 syllables. Like, now, if your name is
Ori's dead, by the way. Game over.
Sweet.
I don't know if he's been watching this.
Yeah, I mean, Ori just became Groot. He lays down and then he sprouts a bunch of Oris or something. I don't know, it's very cool.
Oh, the light revived Ori. Well, cool little prologue, and we'll find out more about this game next time. Boobies.